Have you ever tried to log into your banking app and found your online banking was locked? Banks may temporarily lock online banking to protect your account from unauthorized access. This is a security alert. This can happen after multiple failed login attempts, unusual activity, or a detected threat. Although it can be frustrating, locking online banking is often a security feature designed to keep your account safe. That's what happens behind the system. Why can't you use your new bank card immediately? New cards usually need to be activated before they can be used. Sometimes the payment is approved on your side, but hasn't been fully confirmed on the merchant side. Most of these payments are resolved once the systems finish processing and reconciliation. That's what happens behind the system. Have you ever had enough money in your account, but the ATM still declined your transaction? Let's explore why. A declined transaction isn't always caused by insufficient funds. It can happen because of temporary network issues or extinction cards. In many cases, your money is safe, and trying again later or using another ATM resolves the issue. That's what happens behind a system. What happens after you tap your card to pay? Your payment takes just a second, but what happens behind the scenes? When you tap your card, your payment details are securely sent through the payment network to your bank for authorization. The bank checks that the card is valid and approves or declines the payment. The response is sent back to the. Why does one ATM reject your card while another accepts it? It could be different bank networks, your card type, or technical issues. Different ATMs belong to different networks. They have varying technical capabilities. Some experience temporary problems. Sometimes an ATM has a fault while another nearby works normally. That's what happens behind the system. Can a bank see every transaction you make? Banks keep records of transactions processed through your account so they can provide statements. We detect fraud and resolve disputes to comply with financial regulations. We don't monitor your spending out of curiosity, but to operate your account safely and accurately. Why do some refunds take several days? If a payment leaves instantly, why doesn't a refund come back just as fast? Refunds often require the merchant to initiate the process, after which the payment network and banks complete verification and settlement before the money returns to your account. Why does your card sometimes ask for a PIN instead of contactless? It's for security, especially on larger or unusual transactions. Banks occasionally require PIN verification as an extra security check. It helps confirm that the real cardholder is making the payment. That's what happens behind the system. Why do banks perform maintenance at night? Have you noticed banking services are often unavailable late at night? Banks usually schedule maintenance during quieter hours to reduce the impact on customers. This allows technology teams to update systems, improve security, and fix issues, while fewer people are using banking services. Why do banks send debit alerts so quickly? How does your phone receive a debit alert almost instantly? Once a transaction is authorized, banking systems generate notifications and send them through messaging services. The speed depends on the bank's notification system, your mobile network, and the type of transaction. That's what happens behind the system. What happens if two people send you money at the same time? Can it confuse the banking system? The answer is no. No. Each transaction has its own unique reference and is processed separately. Banking systems are used to handle thousands of transactions at once. Why does your bank sometimes log you out automatically? Why does your banking app log you out even when you're still using it? Automatic logouts are a security feature. They reduce the risk of someone accessing your account if your phone stays open for. Why does your bank ask you to change your password? It's to protect you from hackers and data breaches. Banks encourage password updates to reduce the risk of unauthorized access, especially if your password may have been exposed or is considered weak. Why do banks block some online purchases? Have you ever tried to buy something online and your bank blocked the payment? Banks may block transactions that appear unusual or risky to help protect customers from fraud. Can an ATM really swallow your bank card? Yes. An ATM may retain your card if it's expired or left too long. Why do banks need your phone number? Your phone number helps the bank send security alerts, OTPs, transaction notifications, and account updates. Why do banks ask for your signature? If you have a PIN, why does your signature still matter? Depending on the payment method or region. Why does your card have a chip? What makes the tiny chip so important? It creates secure transactions. Why doesn't a bank keep all your money in the branch? Why can't every bank branch give you any amount of cash you ask for? Branches keep enough cash for normal daily operations. Can site increases security risks and costs. Why does a bank need maintenance? Regular maintenance helps improve fix bugs and keep banking services running reliably. Why can you use your card abroad? International payment networks allow banks to communicate securely and authorize transactions. Why does a bank call you after a transaction? If a transaction looks unusual, the bank may contact you to confirm it was authorized. Why do banks issue debit and credit cards? Debit cards offer direct access to funds, while credit cards provide a line of credit. Why does your banking app ask for fingerprint or Face ID? Biometric login adds another layer of security, making it harder for someone. Why is the bank asking questions about your own money? Banks may ask about the source of funds to meet legal and regulatory requirements. Banks may ask about the source of funds to meet legal and regulatory requirements aimed at preventing financial crime. Have you ever made a payment, it failed, and your bank told you to wait a few minutes before trying again? When a transaction doesn't complete successfully, the banking system may need a little time to update and synchronize across different systems. Banks and payment networks are exchanging information. The transaction is confirmed and no reversal is required. Retrying immediately could create duplicate requests or make the situation more confusing. Our data visualizations show the risks. We must implement strategic delays. Waiting a few minutes gives the banking systems time to finish processing and update your account correctly. This ensures your transactions are secure and accurate. In many cases, our technology helps prevent duplicate charges and unnecessary errors. That's what happens behind the system. Our system verifies every transaction in real time to ensure security. Why does your balance change after a purchase? Some payments first place a temporary hold on your money before the final amount is officially processed. Why does your bank send you security alerts? Security alerts notify you about important account activity so you can quickly spot unauthorized transactions. Why does an online transfer sometimes take longer? Some transfers require additional security checks. They also need routing between banks. And finally, confirmation must be completed. Why does your bank log you out automatically? Automatic logouts protect your account if your phone or computer is left unattended. This security feature keeps your data safe. Why does a contactless payment sometimes ask for your PIN? Banks occasionally require your PIN as an extra security check to confirm you're the cardholder. Why does a refund take longer than a payment? Refunds must go through approval, processing, and settlement. This ensures security before the money returns to your account. Why does your banking app need an update? Updates improve security, fix bugs, add new features, and keep the app working with the latest technology. Why does your bank ask for your email address? Your email helps the bank send important notifications, security alerts, and account updates. Why does your card have a CVV number? The CVV is an extra security code. It helps verify card-not-present transactions, such as online purchases. Why do banks record customer calls? Calls may be recorded for quality assurance, staff training, security, and to help resolve disputes if needed. Why does your bank ask about unusual transactions? If a transaction doesn't match your normal banking activity, the bank may contact you to confirm it's genuine and help protect your account. Why does your bank ask for a one-time password? An OTP adds an extra layer of security by confirming you have access to your registered device. Why does a bank card have a contactless symbol? The contactless symbol means your card can make secure payments by tapping instead of inserting the card. Why does your bank sometimes decline an international transaction? International transactions may be declined because of security checks, card settings, country restrictions, or unusual spending patterns. Why does your bank ask you to reset your password? Banks may require a password reset if they detect suspicious activity or believe your account security could be at risk. Why do banks charge foreign transaction fees? Some banks charge fees to cover the costs of processing payments in different currencies and through international payment networks. Why does your banking app need internet to work? Your banking app connects to secure bank servers in real time to verify your identity, retrieve account information, and process transactions. Why does your bank sometimes delay a large cash withdrawal? Large cash withdrawals may require advance notice so the branch can prepare the funds safely and maintain enough cash for other customers. Why does your bank send monthly statements? Statements help you review your transactions. They help you track your spending and quickly identify any unauthorized activity. Why does your bank care about suspicious login attempts? Multiple failed attempts may indicate someone is trying to access your account. So, the bank may temporarily block access or ask for verification. Why do banks use encryption? To secure sensitive financial data, using 256-bit SSL protocols to prevent unauthorized access. This protects your information from cyber threats. Why does your card have an expiration date? It's not about the card expiring. It's a security feature to update encryption. This prevents fraud and keeps you safe. Why do banks have customer service available 24/7? It's for global access and real-time support. It also ensures security and builds customer trust. Why do banks have different account numbers? Every account has a unique number, so the banking system can identify the correct customer and process transactions accurately. Why does a bank verify your name before a transfer? Name verification helps reduce mistakes by confirming that the account details match before money is sent. Why do banks need backup systems? If one system fails, another takes over. This keeps banking services running smoothly and protects customer data from loss. Technology features improve reliability. This helps reduce service interruptions. That's what happens behind the system. Why do banks use transaction reference numbers? Every transaction gets a unique reference number. This allows it to be tracked and verified, and investigated if there's ever a problem. Welcome to Behind the System. Today, we'll uncover the tech behind your banking. If you learned something new, subscribe. We reveal more every week.